You want to go, right?
What time's the bell turn on to release people?
11:59.
Oh, that's when the bell, you guys will have to be paid overtime.
Shoot me an email.
Yeah, I go to a conference.
All set?
So,
All right, good morning and welcome to the Board of Selectmen meeting for Friday, May 10th. Mr. Clark, if you'll go through this morning's agenda.
Mr. Chairman, we have a call to order with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by open forum. We have no appointments, but we have 7 action items.
All right, if you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, we'll jump right into open forum. Seeing no one's here for open forum, I'll close open forum. Move on to our action items.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes of the April 5th, 2019, 9:04 a.m. Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Chairman, I move to approve the minutes of the April 5th, 2019, 10 a.m. Board of Selectmen meeting.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes of April 8th, 2019, 6:30 p.m. Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to choose the firm to represent the town of East Bridgewater for the town administrator search, which will be open for discussion.
I'll second.
All right. Would you like to start, Carol?
Well, sure, I thought all 3 firms were really good. For me, the one that stood above the others was Community Paradigm. I felt like their presentation was really good. They were very dynamic. Seemed like they'd be a good fit with us with the things that they discussed about helping us find a screening committee and, you know, just working with us with the, I know that they've done a lot of very successful searches and things like this in other communities. So I thought that they stood just above the other 2, in my opinion.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with Carol. Community Paradigm Associates, they gave us every possible background checks that they can do for any, candidate we have come into this job. They're also local in Plymouth, so I'm sure there are a lot more included in the region as far as what we need compared with other towns in our area, and they have appointed some other towns in Plymouth County. And one of the other things that we have to make sure we get once we talk to whichever company is appointed is how much time the screening committee is going to have to invest into this project. And that is something they've been through. They've helped, as Carol said, with appointing screening committees before. But that's something very important. We need to know that before we can even attempt to go out and get candidates for that screening committee, is will they have the commitment for what's expected of them?
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I think all 3 firms had great presentations, but I agree. I think Community Paradigm definitely is the firm that would fit us. I like the idea that they'll have open forums with the community, get community input as to what exactly we're looking for in the next town administrator. I spent yesterday afternoon speaking with several towns and cities that were on their reference list. All of them spoke very highly of Community Paradigm. They said they met their goal. They had plenty of good, high-quality candidates put forth. They helped out with setting up the committees. They really listened to what the selectmen or the mayor or town government was really looking for. And so I agree. So,
Look at that, we all agree.
yeah.
Now the first.
All right, so I'll take a motion.
With that, I'll make a motion that the Board of Selectmen appoint or approve Community Paradigm Associates LLC from Plymouth, Mass. to represent the town of East Bridgewater for a town administrator search.
I second.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request from the East Bridgewater School District to award boiler replacement contract for the MSBA boiler replacement project at the Central Elementary School.
A second, sorry.
All right, I think this was this is just part of the project that town meeting approved last fall, just moving ahead with it.
We
So,
just asked for some input from Mr. Kiley and Mr. Shea. while
if you
they-
guys want to come up and talk about it, how it's moving along. Morning.
Good morning. I
Gentlemen,
want to say good evening, but good morning.
So there were 5 bids received. They range from $759,619 to $1,032,000. The lowest bidder was a company out of Rockland, called George T. Wilkinson. Based upon the project manager's review and a conference call we had last Friday, all the documents and their experience and references all checked out, and that is the company which the project manager and we decided to offer the project to. And it's good news for the town. The budget for this construction part of the project is $1.2 million. The bid came in at $759,000, so you're looking at about a $440,000 savings to the town, which is great.
That is
And
great.
actually, in our conference call Friday, the company, they thought they were the ones that put the original boilers
I believe they did.
Oh, wow.
in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old are the current?
30 years old.
There's some longevity then.
Yeah.
They have a really good reputation in the industry. They've been around a long time,
Mhm.
and they do a lot of these larger boiler retrofits and replacements.
All right.
now, have they done any recent contracts in the local area, do you know?
The OPM had checked all of his references, and everything's checked out. I think not Mashpee, Cushnet maybe was the town that they did recently,
Okay, good.
in the town of Weymouth.
And what's the time frame for the project?
Well,
They plan on starting the day after school gets out, and they have committed to the time frame. They're well aware of it from the get-go.
Yeah.
Substantial completion will be done before school opens,
Mhm.
but the final commissioning of the boilers would have to wait until the heating season starts to really fine-tune them and tweak them.
Mhm.
But substantial completion is before school opens.
All right. And should be ready for winter. Winter's
Yes,
coming.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is Game of Thrones.
Winter's coming.
Is there any penalty involved if they're not up to?
Yes, I forget what page it is on in this contract, but I think it's a $1,200 a day penalty.
Okay, great.
That's an incentive.
Yes. And this contract is a standard AIA, which is a pre-approved contract through the MSBA. And it's all been vetted through council and all that.
Great,
All right, great.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion? No, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve, to add the recall petition article on the annual town meeting warrant, June 10th, 2019, as
Second.
printed.
All right, any further discussion? Just to let folks know, this was put forth at a town meeting by someone here in town. It's been so long, I don't even recall the gentleman's name, probably 5-6 years ago. We sent it up to the State House where it died a slow death over the last 5 years. Because it's been so long, we actually have to resubmit it, so this is just part of that process. I think it's important for the town to have it. I think most towns do have it, and it'll be up to voters at town meeting to decide if they want to put it through again. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
David, number 6.
Number 6, Dave.
Number 6.
Number 6. Missing one? Oh, I'm sorry. I move to approve and adopt the continuing disclosure procedure policy provided by the bond council in regards to debt issuance appointing the town treasurer as the responsible party, ensuring timeliness and sufficiency of all disclosure filings, and ensuring the accuracy of official statements regarding compliance with securities, laws relevant to the town's bonds, and notes with the assistance of the town's financial advisor, Hilltop Securities.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Have anything to add to it? It's pretty
No, I didn't know if you had any questions. It's just basically, they're looking for confirmation that something that we always do. We have a policy that says we'll continue to do it, and anything significant that comes up during the year now, we're required to report within 10 days. If we've got a state house loan, which we wouldn't go through our financial advisor, we'd need to report that to our bondholders. So it's really business as usual, but the people looking to to bid on the bonds want to know that the towns now say, yes, we really are aware of what our responsibilities and we handle them.
Great. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any updates, Rebecca? Or?
May 11th, tomorrow, the class of 2020 will be having a yard sale on the town common from 10 to 2:30. The rain date will be Sunday, May 12th. May 18th, the community garden will have their spring kickoff outside of Station Rock Community Center, 9 to 12. Rain date, May 19th, 1 to 4. So the times are a little bit different there. Did you want to discuss the backup for the agenda? I did contact West Bridgewater.
Oh, yeah, if you want to get into that a little, sure.
So they do have, their board does have iPads. 2 of the selectmen have iPads, 1 has a binder. So.
No,
Hey,
not
no-
saying
nobody
anything.
Look at it, David.
We have no comment.
No comment.
So that might be something that.
You needed to put that in there?
I'm just
specific
passing
reason?
on information. So that might be something we should look into.
Okay.
iPads might be easier, just to scan it all and,
Mm-hmm.
so for the future. But she did say, whatever is presented to the board should be presented to the public.
Mhm.
So if you want to move forward and do that, we can.
All right. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
definitely worth
Yeah, and I was surprised. I was looking at other town websites, just seeing what info they have, and it's amazing. I mean, one town even has all the contracts listed for everybody, so I think that's something that, going forward, we should also add in the
Is-
future.
Do you know what, yeah, I mean, I guess, who would be, is it, done through the clerk's office? Is it done through the selectman's office?
Mhm.
I guess we'd have to do some research on
Oh,
that.
yeah, we'd have to look into it, but I think the more information we can get out to everybody, the better, so.
Oh, yeah.
You'll also probably need 5, because you probably need the town administrator and yourself
What?
have an iPad.
Oh, iPad, oh, yeah.
Mm, Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I think
Or
it's.
maybe 4.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Right. No, I think it's something we should look at. I mean, I know my wife is sick of looking at a 3-foot pile of
We
paper
probably spend
sitting
more on
on our
paper
desk. Yeah.
Than we would on
Yeah.
buying
Again,
tablets.
unless we find the money in the budget, this was turned down at town meeting.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
A couple of years back,
Yeah.
so.
No.
The town will be having a discrimination and harassment training for staff and department heads, and supervisors on Thursday, May 23rd. For staff, it will be at 9 o'clock and 10:30. It will only be about an hour. And for supervisors, will be at 1 o'clock.
All right, great, thank you.
That will be it.
Anything for board discussion?
Nope.
No? Harold?
Nothing.
No? All right. seeing
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
none.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.